15 Most Shocking Deaths in the Final Destination Franchise. Hold onto your seats, because the Final Destination franchise is back and more terrifying than ever. After a 14-year hiatus, Final Destination Bloodlines hit theaters on May 16th, serving as both a prequel and sequel. The story follows Iris, played by Brec Bassinger, as she saves everyone dining atop the Skyview restaurant, only for her descendants to face deadly consequences. If you're familiar with the series, you know it's famous for its wild, creative death scenes that are as horrifying as they are jaw-dropping. The films revolve around groups of people who survive accidents they shouldn't have, only to find death hot on their heels, determined to restore balance by any means necessary. Over 6 films, hundreds of characters have met their end in ways that range from gruesome to downright absurd. And let's not forget the star-studded cast, featuring names like Ollie Larder, Tony Todd, Sean William Scott, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Devon Sawa. But what about the most unforgettable deaths? From plane explosions to malfunctioning medical equipment, here are the 15 craziest kills in Final Destination history that will make your skin crawl, and maybe even make you laugh. The plane explosion. The original Final Destination kicks off with one of the most traumatic scenes in cinematic history. A group of passengers boards Voli Flight 180, bound for Paris. But shortly after takeoff, an engine catches fire, causing chaos as pieces of the plane and passengers are ripped apart midair. The explosion eerily mirrors real-life disasters like TWA Flight 800, making it all the more chilling. The car decapitation. In one of the earliest films, the gang narrowly escapes being crushed by a freight train when their car stalls on the tracks. Just when you think they're safe, death strikes again. A shard of metal from the wreckage flies through the air, decapitating poor Billy in one swift motion. It's a shocking twist that reminds viewers no one is truly safe. A stabbing and house fire combo. Ms. Luton's demise showcases just how devious death can be. After spilling vodka onto her computer, a fire erupts, shattering her screen and slicing her throat. As if that wasn't enough, she grabs a towel to stop the bleeding, only to pull down a set of knives that impale her chest. Talk about bad luck. The highway pileup. In Final Destination 2, disaster strikes on a rain-slicked freeway. When logs spill out of a truck, cars swerve uncontrollably, leading to a massive pileup. This scene takes everyday driving dangers to horrifying extremes, proving why we should always check our blind spots. The fire escape fake-out. Evan's death is another example of the franchise's mastery at keeping us guessing. Trapped in his burning apartment, he narrowly escapes via the fire escape. But just as he reaches safety, the ladder collapses, impaling him through the eye. Ouch. The roller coaster catastrophe. Final Destination 3 raises the stakes with a derailing roller coaster. When a camcorder jams the tracks, the ride goes haywire, flinging riders into the air before the remaining cars get stuck upside down. If heights give you anxiety, this scene might send you running for the hills. Tanning bed inferno. This death taps into early 2000s trends with a horrifying twist. 2 friends become trapped in overheating tanning beds that burst into flames, leaving them burned alive. It's equal parts disturbing and unforgettable. Nailed by a nail gun. One of the goriest moments comes courtesy of a hardware store mishap. While trying to avoid falling debris, Aaron trips and lands headfirst into a nail gun, which fires repeatedly. It's a gruesome reminder that sometimes, the simplest tools can turn deadly. Pool drain nightmare. Hunt meets a particularly gruesome fate when he dives into a pool with a faulty drainage system. His body gets sucked into the drain, and while the details are left to the imagination, let's just say it doesn't end well. NASCAR gone wrong. The opening sequence of The Final Destination features a NASCAR crash spiraling out of control, sending cars flying into the stands and collapsing the grandstands. It's chaotic, devastating, and utterly terrifying. Dragged by a tow truck. Carter's racist behavior finally catches up to him when he becomes entangled in his own tow truck chain. As the vehicle rolls away, he's dragged along behind it, a fitting end for someone so cruel. The plane explosion revisited. Just when you think Sam and Molly are safe in Final Destination 5, they board Voli Flight 180, the very same doomed flight from the first movie. Watching the tragedy unfold again is almost too much to bear. LASIK laser horror. Olivia's trip to the eye doctor turns nightmarish when the laser malfunctions, incinerating her eyeball. Her panicked escape attempt ends with a 4-story fall, adding insult to injury. Skyview Tower collapse. In Bloodlines, the Skyview restaurant becomes a death trap when its glass floor shatters, triggering a fire and structural collapse. Iris's premonition saves lives but sets off a chain reaction of deadly events. Malfunctioning MRI. Finally, Eric's love of piercings proves fatal when he enters an MRI machine. The resulting magnetic chaos turns his body into a human pin cushion, delivering one of the most gruesome deaths in the franchise. So there you have it, the 15 wildest, most horrifyingly creative deaths in Final Destination history. Which one shocked you the most?